The Hype is Real, hyperadio.com. Flavor Show on your airways. What's happening? It's your big dog D-Funk. It's Funny Fridays, and as I promised, I got my man in the building. He is here. Tristan Johnson is in the house. What up?
What up, what up, what up, what up, people?
How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm loving life.
All right.
Feeling good.
It's good to see you, man.
I'm one of the ones that survived.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man.
It was hard coming out of 2020.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, it was like the hula thing. You have to, duck down and try to keep clean. You know?
I'm glad 2020 is over, though. For
Word
real.
up.
I mean, for real, I'm glad it's over. Okay, so this is Funny Fridays, and we do it like this each and every Friday night. I like to bring on a comedian, somebody who is funny as hell, and I had to bring my man on to do the damn thing. So thank you for joining us today, okay?
Right.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, my man has been doing this comedy thing for how long?
12 years.
12 years. That's a long time. That's a long. So you're a vet in the game. I can say you're a vet, really.
Yeah. And I met you within the first 6 weeks or months.
Yeah, about
you
there.
and Shane Murphy.
Yeah, Shane Murphy. Yeah, shouts to Shane Murphy. I don't know where the hell he's at.
He was. I remember everybody from the beginning, and you definitely was there.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
But I listened to you on the radio. I just never knew that I would actually know you.
Yeah, well, see, here we are now, man. I mean, we're doing the damn thing. We're doing it real big. So what year did you start doing comedy? What year was it?
I started comedy in year 2009,
Okay.
a month before Michael Jackson died.
A month before he died?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's cool. That's good to know, I guess. Now,
the star had to be born.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's the circle of life. I'm not saying I ain't Michael Jackson. I'm not saying that I am. But I'm just telling you how it went.
All right. So where'd you get your start in comedy?
At the Touch of Class.
Touch of Class, which is here in Sacramento, California.
I'll be on Stockton, yes.
Stockton Boulevard. If you've heard a few comics talk about the Touch of Class on the show for Funny Fridays, and my man Tristan is like one of the dudes who established the Touch of Class and got the ground roots just popping over there, man, but for real.
It definitely, I got there at its peak. Now, it was a class before us.
Okay.
But I was there at one of its peaks. You know, nobody's talking about the Chicago Bulls back in the 80s. They're talking about the 90s.
Yeah, true.
So, I got to the Touch of Class when it was time for the Touch of Class to be the Touch of Class, when everything, BT Kingsley was still the host.
Okay, yeah, shout to BT.
We still had Doughboy.
Okay, shout to Doughboy.
Ant the Hustler was still alive.
Ant the Hustler, wow.
Ant the Hustler was still alive.
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Meal Ticket was still destroying the stage.
Yes.
Meal Ticket was destroying the stage, and Carlos Rodriguez was the Mexican star. He's like what Jim Carrey is to in Living Colors is what Carlos Rodriguez was to the Touch of Class.
Well, shout to Carlos, man, for doing the damn thing and putting it down. Okay, so you got your start at the Touch of Class. Now, I gotta have you tell everybody who's listening what comedy is really like, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into what comedy is really like for comedians on a day-to-day, basis. What you have to go through as a comedian and what you have to go through just to even get up on that stage, because it's not easy.
Right.
It's not an easy gig, man. Getting up on that stage is really, really hard. But for some people, it does come easy. Do you find it came easy for you, or?
It came natural around the people that I was around, and that was one of the blessings of starting at the Touch of Class. I started when I was 27.
Okay.
And when B.T. Kingsley, we're the same age.
All right.
So when he established that room, he would go to the nightclub and bring all the women from the nightclub and tell them to come to the comedy show on Sunday night.
Okay.
So I started telling jokes to women that I would see at the nightclub.
Right.
So they were within my age range. It was young, so I could talk about topics that a 27-year-old want to hear.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was able to be relatable. When I started to do it for money, then I had to have material that was broader.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, after you stepped out of that 27-year-old age range and you stepped out of that women at the club, I mean, was it a hard transition, or did you find it easy to come by?
Well, that's when the professional part of my talent kicked in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's almost like any other talent. You do have to turn it into the professional part of it.
Right.
Just
right,
because
right.
you could jump high don't make you a basketball player.
Exactly.
You have to know how to pass the ball, catch the ball, dribble the ball,
Shoot the ball.
Yeah, so I'm naturally funny.
Yep.
The dudes that I paid by going to open mics in different rooms made it where I could tell jokes in any environment.
Yeah.
Clean, dirty, old people, young people, at churches, weddings, funerals.
Yeah. Now, speaking of clean and dirty, is it harder to transition into clean from being dirty, or do you think clean comedy is harder than dirty comedy?
I'm a street survivor.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
You got to break that down.
Okay. It's kind of like when I moved to Sacramento from Oakland. Oakland, we didn't have Crips and Bloods.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I could feel when the energy is full of Crips.
Oh, all right.
I could feel when the energy is full of Bloods.
Right.
So if I'm doing comedy at a church, I could feel the energy that they don't want sex jokes. They don't want to. Church is full of fat people, so you don't want to put down fat people at a church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might not be feeling the local the references. You know what I mean? If it's they're not going to know who the new rapper is. They're probably not going to know the new show. So you can almost feel that in the room, like, oh, you gotta feel the energy of the room. Is this a family environment?
Yeah.
Is this a black family environment? Because not all churches are black.
Right. And that's part of it, man. Being able to read the room.
Right. So it's like all black church people go see Tyler Perry.
Okay.
White church people don't go see Tyler Perry.
Not really, no.
So you have to know the difference.
Yep.
Now, you are all right. You're an all right comedian if you could cater to different crowds.
Okay.
But you a dope comedian if you could bring the crowd to you.
Oh, wow. I've never heard it put that way. That was dope. That was dope.
Yeah. You never seen Prince doing no Belle Biv DeVoe?
Facts.
You
Facts.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts. Okay, cool, man. So you come from Oakland, huh?
Word up.
That's your hometown?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Well, shout out to Oakland, man, and I appreciate the fact that you're here now in Sacramento, man. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you over these years, man. It really has been. Now, I wanted to ask you a few things, but this is one of the things I wanted to ask you. I see that you're on social media a lot.
Yeah.
Is social media important for comedy, or is it not? I mean, as far as like self-promoting and being on social media, because I know some comics don't even do social media. They just feel that their comedy is enough.
If you're established, but even those people are getting moved out.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the big argument. You're like, it's some people that was on Def Comedy Jam. And you got to say Def Comedy Jam is 25 years ago.
Right.
So their fan base is 50 and 60 years old.
Okay.
Do you know how hard it is to get a 50 and 60-year-old to leave the house?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even harder to get them on social media.
Right. So somebody that's just started on social media making videos that got a lot of following.
Right.
Like my cousin Hannibal Thompson.
All right.
His fan base is pretty much 25 and under.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So some people be like, how does Hannibal do that? It's like who he's talking to, the people that's leaving the house now.
Yeah.
So when you got the Hannibal Thompsons, the Desi Banks, these people, they're talking to the people that's leaving the house.
Right.
I could admit I'm not always talking to the people that's leaving the house.
Okay.
So I might have different avenues, and that's where I might perform at a church. So if people ain't coming to see me, I have to go to them.
Right.
I might perform on a cruise ship. I might do a corporate gig at a motivational speech.
Yeah.
So that makes me a journeyman
Okay.
comedian.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it. I feel you. Churches, that's got to be hard because I don't meet too many comics who do churches. That's got to be a little difficult because just like you said, there's a fine line that you have to walk. You can't talk about fat people. You can't talk about hungry people. You can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. I mean, how do you prepare for something like that?
Well, first of all, I have a relationship with God, so I let God move me on any joke that I write.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not gonna get me to write a joke that I don't stand behind.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't fear the church. I know I say some things that if the church was like, oh, if something goes viral and the church say I can't have that guy that went viral for, I don't know, covering girls with whipped cream or something like that, then the church got to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
But God is here to protect me as well.
Oh, yeah.
And if that's the creativity, if that's what God taught me to bring to the light, you know, God invented whipped cream. You know, it said the land of milk and honey. So I have to be true between me and God.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I really don't have an ugly heart.
Yeah.
And I stay in my word and I pray and I go to church for myself, not to make it look good for nobody else.
And God gave you the gift.
The gift.
To do comedy.
Right.
You know, he put it on your heart to be able to reach people.
Right.
You know, whether it be, you know, public speaking or sports or whatever it is, you know, comedy is the same thing. He put it on you in order to be able to speak to the people and relate to them in your way.
Exactly. And I feel like with the church, I'm happy that I'm not just going into church, just taking the church money like, oh, this is a place I could get some money at.
Right.
I don't feel like I chased the church. I think we met in the middle.
Oh, all right. I dig that. I did, because I didn't meet you when you were doing comedy in the church, I don't believe.
Yeah, you
first
met me at Nutty Mondays.
Right.
I had the best in boy shorts with a bunch of girls on the stage.
Absolutely.
But I come off with a good energy and the natural jokes that I come out with, it doesn't put people down.
No.
It doesn't put people down, or if it is something, we all dealing with it. If I talk about weight, I'm dealing with my weight.
Right.
And who isn't dealing with their weight? Even skinny bulimic people, you know.
Some of them want to gain weight.
Some of them, yeah. Some people kill themselves trying to lose weight.
Yep.
Because they go too far. So I realize whatever you chasing for, you just got to appreciate what God gave to you.
There you go.
And stop looking at somebody else.
There you go.
So if I do a joke about weight, a fat person will laugh at it. If I tell a gay joke, a gay person will laugh at it.
Okay.
If I tell a white joke, a woman joke, a lesbian joke, a handicap joke, that the person with that situation will laugh too.
Right.
I don't get off by putting people down. It's not even my style.
Okay.
And when I tried that style, because in comedy you're going to try different styles.
Well, yeah, you're going to experiment. You know, you're going to go from one style to another. I mean, that's just the natural.
Yeah, but then you're going to find you, and I realize people don't believe me being ugly.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can dig that.
I'm wearing all this Raider stuff, dressed like NWA, but ain't nobody on that side of the screen scared of me. They be like, whoever Goofy Doggy Dog is.
Shout out to all our YouTube followers too, by the way. This is our YouTube channel, so shout out to them. This is hyperadio.com. Flavor shows on your airwaves. This is Funny Fridays. Tristan Johnson's in the house, and we're just chopping it up a little bit about comedy and about how he got his start. And now, who are some of the comics that you look up to that are in the game right now that you say, wow, this comic is somebody who I aspire to?
The way that, of course, Dave Chappelle tells the truth.
Okay.
But I want to go back to the people that inspired me at the beginning, and it was Cedric the Entertainer back on Comic View.
Oh, really? Wow.
That era of Cedric the Entertainer?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That dude, everything I'm doing, if somebody said I was biting him, even though I can never sound like him or my jokes don't come out like him, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
And I want people to feel the way that I felt when I saw Cedric the Entertainer at 7 o'clock on BET.
Yeah.
When they were showing reruns over and over
Yeah.
of Cedric the Entertainer on Comic View.
I miss Cedric the Entertainer, man. I haven't seen him in a while, and I haven't seen him do stand-up in a while, man. I miss that cat.
Right, and that's the type of energy that I try to have, is that real round-the-way comedy. Like, I want people to be like, okay, yeah, I could see that in him. And like I was saying before, is I don't sell ugly comedy. I remember when I used to be on stage trying to call women bitches.
Oh, yeah.
That, I don't know if you got to bleep that out.
No, you can say whatever you want on this station, player. We cuss and we say fuck, shit, ass, dick and pussy. It's all good.
Nah, but I used to, when I tried to call women bitches on stage, I noticed that every time I did it, people would cringe.
Ooh.
Because they was like, that big old teddy bear shouldn't be calling somebody a bitch. I just don't get away with it. Now, when Kevin Hart or somebody little say it, it's really funny when a little person is being disrespectful.
Really?
It's really scary if a Suge Knight looking nigga is being... You get what I'm saying? So I can't get away with what Kevin Hart or Cat Williams could do at the size. That's why it feels different. When Faison Love sounds angry, that shit sounds really angry.
Okay.
You know? Now, Bernie Mac, he built his whole thing around that high-strung energy. Like, I'm straight up for it. I hit you kids in the head with a hammer.
I hit them in the throat.
I hit them in the throat, you know what I mean? I ain't scared of you.
Yeah.
That was his thing, and I think that was his thing because people always looked at Bernie Mac as an old person when he wasn't really old.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't old.
He died
at
50, so if he had a 20-year career,
which is way too young, by the way.
Yeah, we're talking about somebody, you know, when we discovered him was only like 38, 39.
Now, you've been doing this thing, how many, you said 12 years?
12 of them years.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Where is your favorite place to perform? If you could do top 3, because you've been in a lot of rooms, so do your top 3 favorite places to perform and go.
Anywhere in Stockton, California.
Really?
Yes. I feel like Stockton, California is a city where all Northern California people go and find a house they can afford.
Okay.
So you get the Richmond people, the Vallejo people, the Oakland people, the Sacramento people, the Fresno people. And I feel like Northern California speaks my language.
Okay.
Now that's the city.
All right.
Now the location that I love to perform at was that J spot right there in Hawthorne, right there outside of Inglewood.
Oh, okay. All right.
J spot.
All right.
J. Anthony Brown spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, I tore them rooms up.
You tore them rooms up over there?
Yes.
Okay, cool, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you could share some of that. If you could give advice to any comics right now, up and coming or even veteran comics, what would it be?
The truth will set you free.
Wow. Just like that?
Yeah, see who you are. If you're not a tough guy, establish that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I establish you will see what people see, and you will see what you see in yourself.
Okay.
So people, like I said, people can't see me being ugly.
Right.
So whenever I say a joke about me being a tough guy, everybody laughs.
Oh, wow.
So what would normally be a threat, people just think it's so silly because they can't vision me being ugly. So I say ugly things and they laugh. Okay.
So that would be your advice for up and coming comics.
Find out if you're an ugly dude and you talk about all the women you got, that might be funny. Right. You know what I mean? It's just people want to see something believable. Yeah, true. They want to believe you because, believe it or not, our audiences can tell if you're being real or if you're not being real. They can feel it. I mean, it's weird. I've been in an audience and I've been watching comics and I can tell if they're not being real or even true to themselves. Right. When you even take like a Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle looks like he would have a bunch of friends like Kanye West and Talib Kweli and Mos Def. He don't look like he have a bunch of friends like Rick Ross. Exactly. You know what I mean? Or 50 Cent. You could get that. So he don't talk like that.
No.
Dave Chappelle seems like he got either a lot of white friends or friends like that.
Yeah, he plays a lot of white rooms and a lot of mixed crowd rooms too.
Right.
I noticed that
Right.
about Dave. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. How can people get in touch with you on social media?
It's Tristan Funny on everything.
Tristan Funny?
Tristan Funny on Instagram, Tristan Funny on YouTube, Tristan Funny on Facebook.
Okay.
Tristan is just funny.
All right, yes, he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Tristan Johnson is funny as hell. You got to see him, man. Now, what do you got coming up? Because I know you got a lot on your plate, but what do you got coming up? What can the people expect?
Well,
next,
me and you gonna be going. We're gonna be doing the mansion and farmhouse tour.
That's right.
Yeah, after this Corona thing, we got our own thing, so we're going to be bringing this funny circus to you, and this is going to be my DJ.
All right.
So we're going to
heard it here first.
We're going to be in different backyards. I got some videos on YouTube and stuff like that in people's houses, in people's backyards, people's garages. I just want to pick up that independent bag.
Okay,
because it's
down
not
with that.
You know, the money will make itself. I just like I said, I'm around the way funny. So I had to take my talent around the way.
Yeah, this Corona thing has really just wiped out everything as far as DJing, comedy, live music, whatever it may be. I mean, we have is...
I feel like God has blessed me in this because I was picking up some Zoom bags.
Okay.
It's a lot of comics that can't perform in an empty room.
Now tell me about Zoom, because a lot of people are on Zoom now doing comedy. I haven't done it yet, but you've done it. Tell me about it.
Well, I realized that my material is strong. For you to make somebody laugh that's not in the room with you,
right,
you have to really be saying something.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm just setting up the camera, talking to a camera, I have to stand on that it was funny at this time.
Okay.
And I give myself my own laugh breaks.
Okay.
Because by the time the computer gives me the laugh breaks, now I'm startled by my own joke.
Exactly.
So I'm going to say it like I know it's funny. And you have to be saying something because there's nothing to distract you on Zoom.
No, it's just you.
It's just you. Yeah, it ain't no bartender with the blender. You got no hecklers. You can't point and say, who this nigga with the FUBU's jersey on?
Right.
You know, you just got to stand there and have material.
Yep.
And when you're not interrupted, you could go through your material fast if you don't have it.
Oh, wow. Really? So you can burn up material, and then next thing you know, you think you have 5 minutes, but you burn it up and you only had 2.
Right. Well, see, the thing what happens is if I'm killing it, I'm only killing it with a couple of jokes because I say something crazy, they go crazy, so I got laugh breaks.
Right.
So I could just sit around and let them, and then as soon as the laughter, hit them again, hit them again, hit them again. But when you're in front of a camera, and you don't got no crowd, you said that, and then you have to keep the same pace.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so it ain't a bunch of people. Yeah, because how people laugh is they hear the joke and then they say it to their friend like, "Oh, this fool said."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You have none of that with Zoom.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, I haven't tried Zoom yet. I'm gonna get on it though and experiment and see how it is. A couple of comics sent me a few links, so I'm gonna follow those links and see what happens. You know, most definitely. But I can't wait until this coronavirus is over and the pandemic is over and we can get back to work. You feel me?
Right. But I'm not complaining. I mean, I feel like the pandemic made me more of a real person because when you focus on something, like being a comic, you constantly be like, I'm worried. I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say next week. I'm saying next week, and then when I realized it wasn't gonna be a next week, then I'm making the guy at the tire shop laugh. Then I'm making the lady at the garage sale laugh. And then I'm making... So then my comedy ended up being more conversational.
Right.
Because I didn't have a stage for the last 9 months. So I have to make the lady at the DMV laugh.
Okay.
That's my open mic, is actually dealing with people.
Right.
So, and then it's Zoom. So I feel like in my comedy... I took a time because for the last 12 years, you know how we got an open mic on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, sometimes 3 times a night.
Right.
So for 12 years, all I'm thinking about is getting in front of people, practicing a joke.
Yeah.
I was doing regular stuff.
Yeah.
So it almost brought me back to year one with the material, because now I'm telling jokes about a real life. Because if you're a comedian all the time, you're telling jokes as a comedian.
Right.
But
and the pandemic also gives you more time to write. I'm sure it's giving you a lot of time to come up with a bunch of new stuff, right?
It made me a person.
Mm-hmm.
See, a lot of times when comics that do it all the time, they're lying about what they went through. They be like, don't you hate when you at the park playing basketball with your boys? You ain't been at a park in a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
now I can tell jokes about the DMV. Tell jokes about going to get the mail because I'm at home to go get that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm back to being a regular person who knows how to tell jokes.
Yeah.
So now these regular experiences is bringing me back to saying jokes that people could relate to.
Okay. I can dig that, man. I really can. Shout outs. You got some people you want to say what's up to?
Oh, I want to give a shout out to all the comics that's coming up fighting through this. I'm gonna say, since I'm wearing Raiders, all my Raider fan comics. Rico's a Raider fan.
Okay.
Dennis Gaxiola is a Raider fan.
Shout out to Gax.
Sean Peabody is a Raider fan.
Sean Peabody, man, I haven't seen that cat in forever.
Jay Rich is a Raider fan.
Okay.
Drew Burks is a Raider fan.
Okay.
Insane Wayne is a Raider fan.
Insane Wayne, my dude.
Mario Hodge is a Raider fan.
Okay.
Who else is a Raider fan? We all Raider fans, man. Even if they moved to Vegas.
Okay.
We still Raider fans.
Right. Well, that's cool, man. I'm a Niner, but I still got to give it up to you guys for sticking it in, even though they did move to Vegas.
Hey. We moved from Oakland before the Raiders moved. Who you know from Oakland still live in Oakland?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of cats
Brentwood
moved from
is
Oakland.
not Oakland. Antioch is not Oakland. Seattle is not Oakland.
No.
Portland, it's not Oakland.
Nope.
But if you from Oakland and you know Oakland made you are, you could take that. There's people in Japan claiming Oakland.
Damn.
Everybody is claiming Oakland because Oakland is a place that leaves an impression on you.
Right. It is. I love Oakland, man. I love rolling
when you
through
get
Oakland.
so Sacramento to me is like South Oakland.
Okay.
I don't go.
It's becoming more and more like South Oakland.
Yeah, I don't go a day without meeting somebody that's from Oakland.
They're
Sacramento.
moving from Oakland to Sacramento.
Yeah, and that's how Oakland, one of those cities. People go to one Oakland A's game, they from Oakland for the rest of their life.
Right.
People have one auntie with a baby daddy from Oakland.
Yeah.
They from Oakland.
Yeah. I've seen that. Seen that.
So.
All right. Well, listen, man. This is Funny Fridays, and I want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate you. And anything that we didn't cover that you want to cover real quick?
Hey, stay positive, stay blessed, and y'all seen how 2020 went. You better you better live real quick.
Yep.
You better live real quick. Go on and get some life on. You better hurry up and don't wait for nothing. Go ahead and live real quick.
That's right, most definitely. Okay, hyperadio.com. This is the Flava Show. That hype mix is coming up at 8 o'clock. Until then, enjoy this right here, all right? This is hyperadio.com. Flava Show on your airwaves.